Hey Margarita, how are you
Hey.
today? What's up?
Oh my God, it happened. Thank you. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much.
We're
A
super
little bit
excited to
of
have you
technicals,
here
at the
today.
beginning of. Yeah. Wait. I don't want to lose the connection with you right now. Good. Okay.
All right, I think I can see your surfboard back there. Is that yours or
Oh
just?
yeah. It's my surfboard. It's
All
resting a
right.
little bit right now because we have a little bit of stormy weather, so surfing is not so much recommended, but it will have its time soon.
All right. Yeah, I'm down in Ericeira in the south, and I went for a walk on the beach today. There were some surfers out there, but there are pretty big waves tomorrow and Friday. It's looking really good. I
Yeah.
don't know for you guys, but yeah, it's looking great. So yeah, for the community, just so we can get started here, we're super excited. We have Margherita Iganska. She's the founder of Girl on the Wave. Girl on the Wave is a surf camp based in Ericeira, Portugal, which she founded a couple years ago, and she's been surfing around the world. She spent time in Central and South America. She's obviously here in Ericeira, which she fell in love with and moved here from Poland, really pursuing her dreams. And we partnered with her this winter on her camps, and we plan to partner with her going forward. We wanted to share her story with you because we feel like, yeah, it's super inspiring. So without any further ado, we're super happy to have you, Margarita.
Thank you,
Welcome to the
Ray.
show, and we'd love to hear a bit about, about your background. I think it's like super interesting in terms of your inspiration and what inspired you to get started with this business. Maybe you can give us the story.
Well, inspiration you can look for everywhere, as always in life. For me, the most inspiring thing was to see other people having a regular job, working all over the world with their laptops. Even before I have become a surfer, I was already a traveler. I was traveling a lot, and those people with their laptops over the terraces with amazing views over, exciting places, they were super inspiring me. And I was thinking like, what the hell they do? How they manage their life that they can actually work from every place of the world that they want. While I was still on my, paid 24-day holiday by year. And then more and more I was meeting them and talking to them, talking about what they do, how they did it, and what does it mean to remote work and to be a digital nomad, because I had even no idea at that time. Then I discovered that this is probably the way how I want to live, and I want to work and live. And then there was a passion for surfing, which came 5 years ago. I discovered surfing and I got totally mad about that. I got totally in love. And then I just knew that I need to find a way to move to the place where I can live at the ocean and to probably create a workspace for myself and start this crazy digital nomad life, which is actually happening for the last 3 years. It is on.
It's super cool. So how did you decide to come to Portugal? Because you're from Poland, right? I saw you're really into board sports. I'm a snowboarder as well, and I saw you were really into snowboarding before surfing, which has been my trajectory as well. So maybe you can tell us a bit about your love affair with surfing and snowboarding and.
Yeah. Well, in Poland we are snowboarders. A major part of people, they at least or they ski or they do snowboarding, because it's we have a lot of mountains, we have a lot of snow in the winter. So yes, I was a snowboarder and I really enjoy that. I love it, and I still love it. I don't do that right now because I switched my board, my snowboard into my surfboard, even in the winter time. But yes, I used to do it a lot. And then I was also a longboarder. I used to longboard a little bit of downhill, mostly push racing and this kind of activities in the city where I lived. So I was close to the board sport in general, and I loved water always. From the little kid, I loved water. I was swimming in high school, so for me, like this magical mix between board and water in the same time, it was something totally crazy. I just jumped into it, and it happened.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, my wife and I, we were down in Arafana, and we're learning how to surf, and it's taken me a lot longer than I thought. It's a very difficult sport to learn. You know, it kind of takes a little while at first, and you've got to really dedicate yourself to it. So I basically, the pandemic's allowed me to learn how to surf, essentially.
I think it's one of the most difficult sport I have ever contacted in all my life, and I did a lot. I was horseback riding. I used to play many group games like volley, like basket, like things like. And actually, this sport was really super difficult at the beginning because everything is new. Ocean is full of surprises. Nothing is repeatable, which is probably the most difficult thing in this sport, because you have everyday other condition, and this is what makes surfing super difficult. Only experience and repetitive surfing can bring you to the point at which you enter the fun zone of surfing. You don't struggle anymore with waves, with the power of the nature. You know how to control it, and you know how to find the pleasure inside. But it really requires time.
Yeah, it's an amazing sport. It really is. Like, once you kind of get the feel for it, it's like you're almost learning every single day. Like my wife and I, we have here in our house, and we have, surf every day. That's what our friends told us. If you want to become a good surfer, you almost need to surf every day, or try and surf at least 100 times a year, is what someone else told me.
Yeah, definitely. I remember, you asked me about my inspiration. One girl that I met actually in Sri Lanka, she is running the research spot, and so she came from Sweden. She inspired me a lot, to do the surf business that I do right now. And I remember when she told me, Margherita, if you want to become a surfer, you have to live at the ocean. And this is something that once I heard it in my head, then I just knew that I have to do it. There is no way you can become a surfer without having a contact with ocean every day.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you. That's been the situation for me, because going once a year, it's a good way to get started. But yeah, getting out there just day after day after day is awesome.
Yeah.
Just as a reset for everyone who's on.
Traveling surf tourism is also interesting. It's an interesting thing. Like not everybody will become a professional surfer. It's impossible. Neither me. I will never be a professional surfer, because it's too late for me. I started I was about 30. But everyone can find the pleasure in surfing. Even the beginners, even someone who is coming only for 2 weeks per year. Someone who wants to get better, at least enter that fun zone and start to really enjoy, has to spend a little bit more time than normally.
Well, we got a few people on here. We have Kimberly Kohler. She's been on the show before. She's from Nomad Soulmates. So yeah, she's live. She's giving us a lot of love on the screen. Maybe you can't see it on your side, but yeah, everyone really likes you. Ashley Douglas is watching as well. She's been on for a little bit. Kimberly is, she said she did some surfing, but she's never been more sore in her life. She said it was like super difficult. And she really loved it.
Kimberly, yes, but don't worry, there is a hope. There is a hope for everyone.
Let's see here. So, yeah, I was looking through your website and looking through a bunch of the information that you got online. So, yeah, I thought it was like super interesting. It looks like, you like to give back to the community. You're involved locally. I was noticing a couple things like cleaning up the beach and giving 1% of your revenue back to the Mayor Foundation, which protects the Baltic Sea. Maybe tell us a bit about these programs. I think the community would be interested.
Yeah, well, there are many ecological issues all over the world. I'm Polish. I was born in Poland, so for me, this ecological problem, which regards Baltic Sea and the danger actually of the Baltic Sea, of what is happening there in the deep water, really concerns me. The problem comes from the Second World War and from the sink tanks, and from the boats that are just sinking there. And they are full of oil. They are full of oil, and the problem is that with time they got rusted, more rusted, and one day they will just, open up, and all this oil will probably end in the water. and contaminating everything, every life, like sea life, and like it's a huge disaster if this thing happens. And the actual problem is that unless nobody sees it, because it's very deep under the water, many people pretend that the problem doesn't exist. And it costs a lot of money to, of course, to make the situation clear and to clear it up and to save it. But so nobody wants to spend the money, and that's the first problem. And another problem is that between countries there are like pushing responsibilities. They are pushing responsibility from one country to another. Who is who is in charge to make up that mess? Because some boats are Polish or German, or someone was, it was in the time of the war, it was super uncontrollable. So actually, this Mare Foundation, apart that it's also making a lot of different things for Baltic Sea, is trying to convince Polish government, and also all the lobbies to just focus on that problem and find some solution. And also observing how actually the North is working with that, like Sweden and I think Norway too, because they are already doing something in that direction, to protect the sea.
That's awesome. I mean, really, really good that we really like that. I mean, I think here at NomadX, we want to support companies and programs that are giving back to the community. There's a great group called Nomads Giving Back that we're also affiliating ourselves with. We've got this huge initiative going on in Madeira Island. I know there's a bunch of good surfing over there as well. But Ericeira, I was looking here, and I didn't know this before, but you mentioned that Ericeira is Europe's World Surfing Reserve. And I found that really interesting because I didn't know that before. What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means that it's on the very short list of the spots all over the world which have special surfing conditions. And it means that the surfing is consistent, that is available all year longer, and that there is a special access for different type of waves, which actually in Ericeira happens because we have different beaches with different breaks. And there is also a lot of the natural space we're not touched with with the human's feet, as we say, like there is no infrastructure there, it's forbidden. So there are also different categories that allows you to apply to enter this program of World Surf Reserve and be accepted as a part of it. And the thing which is super particular and like really unique is that Ericeira actually is the only town in the whole Europe who made that exam and is a part of that.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. So I think the one thing I like about Ericeira, it's been
I think there are like 2 spots in Australia, 1 spot in Mexico. There is a spot in probably Peru, as I record, and California, I think. Then I don't remember all of them, but there are like 12 or 11 of 12 places, and Ericeira is actually one of them. So I'm very proud of it, and I always tell about that to everyone who is coming here.
Well, I know I was just telling my wife about your surf camp, so we definitely want to get up there and spend some time with you all because we love Ericeira, and I haven't done any surfing there yet, so it's on my list. For all of you all that are just joining us, we've had some people join us here. We are with Margherita Iganska. She's from the surf retreat called Girl on the Wave, and she's got a great Instagram group. What is your Instagram, Margherita, for everyone?
Girl on the Wave.
Okay, it's so simple. Girl on the Wave, check it out. She's got like over 20,000 people. It was her inspiration for the project. I was looking here on your website. So yeah, it looks like you have like 1-week programs, 2-week programs, and then even month-long programs, which I think sounded awesome. I've actually noticed that here in Ericeira, where people are coming in, instead of just going to the camps for a week, they're coming in for a month or maybe even 2 months. Because instead of staying at just an accommodation with surfing co-work, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, of course, it depends on the purpose of every traveler or every person who is coming here. Some people, they come only for a surf camp as a holiday activity, and they come here mostly for 1 week. Sometimes they come for 2 weeks, but they come for 1 week stay, and they treat it as a holiday. So this surf camp program I launched here in Ericeira between June and October, mainly. Sometimes I do something already in May, in April. I think that this year I will start with April because now we are actually a little bit limited. We have an official lockdown in Portugal, so it's not a space for organizing this kind of events. But from April until I think October, surf camps, 1 week surf camps will be back on. And then it's like a regular holiday stay. We have a rented house. In the house we have rooms, that people have accommodation, they have workshops, they have surf lessons, which are guided by a surf school, a local surf school, which I'm working here with, and yoga lessons and a lot of exploring around and stuff. So it's a very lovely program for them, and over 200 people already joined it. And I think they really enjoyed. They really enjoyed, and they are coming back. Some of them, they are moving into Ericeira after. Right. So it's inspiring, yeah.
Wow, yeah, you're super inspiring. So I was kind of like, I think on your website you have something about what's it all about, and you said you're basically living the surf dream. You love surf travel. You're encouraging people to cross their limits. You just have a lot of inspiration. One of our group members was like, "Wow, this Margherita is super inspiring."
Well, I think it's a nice way to live. To live according to your biggest dream, and to find a way to do that. Now it's really difficult because we have travel restrictions, and last year was super extreme and super challenging. But still, this dream can be on, and I am fighting actually every day to make it happen and to move it on. So I always said that the sky is the limit, and only the problems are only in your head, and you have to find the solutions for everything. And actually, I believe in it. Of course, doing something that you love and then making some money on the top of it, it's a really nice feeling. I encourage everyone to do it, to struggle a little bit, but to be rewarded.
Yeah, I love entrepreneurship. So I think, for all those people out there, you have a lot of entrepreneurs.
It's like when you start to be an entrepreneur, then you really realize what does it mean, because at the beginning it's like a happy entrepreneur's life, and then you actually confront a lot of issues, and then you start to handle with those issues, and then you really become stronger and more effective and more focused on the thing that you want to achieve. So
it's like surfing.
Yes, I find a lot of things which are in common. Totally.
Well, awesome. Yeah, I love it. I think you have a great program. You got the surfing, the yoga, the workshops. I hear you even go up to Nazaré once in a while to check out the big waves up there. It's not so far away from you all. Maybe about an hour and a half away.
Of course, these Nazaré trips, I recommend them especially for the winter visitors, because Nazaré produces this kind of wave. Well, the surfing window is, I think, between November and March, so you can predict that this big wave is gonna happen there between November and March each year. So then really you can go there and see those monsters and people surfing, and it's blasting, I think there is nothing you can compare to that. Impossible.
I did a trip up there during Web Summit a couple of years ago, and we went up with Mercedes because they got a partnership with McNamara, and we had a breakfast with McNamara, and then they took us out on the waves. It was like a 60-foot wave. They took us out on the jet ski. So I was on the back of the jet ski with Hugo Val. He's like one of the big wave surfers here in Portugal. It's amazing up there. So I really love checking out Nazaré as well. So I saw that. That's cool that you will go up there.
I had the pleasure to meet that team, Hugo and also Andre Cotton. Andy, I don't know if you knew him, but he's also a big wave surfer. Very popular, and of course Garrett McNamara, who is like a father of everything there, like totally guru, and they have this partnership with Mercedes actually, yeah. And yeah, they are super inspiring. I'm following them, and I'm really impressed by the thing that they do. You know, Nazaré, I think for everyone who comes to Portugal, is a must see. It's a totally must see, and there is no way you don't go there and you don't see that thing. It's exceptional.
It's like kind of like the Everest of Portugal, or the Everest of Europe, but instead of being a mountain, it's just a monstrous wave. And I look at the surfers, they're kind of like gladiators. Oh, hey, I've got my friend Lupi just joined us for the first time here. She's based out of Atlanta. Lupi, you gotta meet Margherita, because she has this amazing surf business in Ericeira called Girl on the Wave, and puts on these amazing trips. It's one of the top spots in all of Portugal. So we do have a couple people that have joined us here. Yeah, we're just here live with Margherita Iganska. She's telling us all about her surfing camp. She's telling us about her journey from Poland to Portugal and starting her surf business. And she's really got a hot product here. She's served over 200 customers over the last couple of years, even during the pandemic. So I'm super impressed with that. I was noticing the name of the co-living space was...
In the last 2 years.
Wow, that's a lot. I couldn't believe that. That's about twice what I expected.
It's enough. It's a nice number.
Wow. So I was also noticing you guys are at a co-living, co-working space called Surf Sinago. That's right. You got a partnership with them.
Of course. They are my actually Sunago House. It's not a Sur Sunago. Sunago House. They are my partners.
Okay.
And we made this winter escape project this year because we wanted to invite here people for a long-term stay, people who are digital nomads, because Sunago House is a place 100% for digital nomads, and mostly for surfing digital nomads. So I think that this combination of Sunago House and Girl on the Wave in the winter time, that was the idea for that project, which worked really well. And yeah, we managed that cooperation for the whole month, confronting a lot of issues actually, because Portugal went in under the lockdown. So yeah, this is what happened. But all the project now is saved and is postponed into April and May. So we're gonna manage that after, you know, with all customers who didn't come because of the problem with lockdown, and we're gonna manage that later.
All right. Yeah, I saw that. It's difficult. I think everyone's dealing with the same things. I know some of the other people running retreats, or everyone's dealing with it. The hotels, the accommodations. It's just kind of. But I think everyone's ready to travel. I think everyone's kind of got this idea where people want to go back to nature. They want to get away from the cities. You know, they want to be. I think surfing is an amazing option for people to connect the yoga with the surfing. Hang out. And I was asking my wife, I was like, would you want to go to a surf camp with a bunch of women? And she thought it was a great idea, because she said, if you're there with a bunch of guys, the guys are all trying to hit on you all the time. So she said, sometimes it's nice just to be at a camp with a bunch of girls, because you guys can just relax and do your girl things, and like, you don't have to deal with the guys.
Well, I have also men on my surf camp.
Okay. I was wondering about that, because I definitely want to come check it out. I was thinking, well, I don't want to disrupt the whole.
You are more than welcome, both you and your wife. You are more than welcome here.
All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to get up there. We definitely want to see you pretty soon. And once this pandemic lifts, I wanted to introduce you to our community. I think, yeah, this was a great little introduction. I really appreciate you meeting up with us, Margherita. I wanted to see if there's anything you wanted to say before we leave, if there's any special offer or any special website you want people to go to.
Yeah, well, of course. I am inviting everyone to check my Instagram, Girl on the Wave, and Facebook page also, because I run a pretty nice fan page here on Facebook. And you can join, you can take a part of this community, and actually find a lot of maybe interesting information for you. You can always contact me on Instagram or Facebook. I am super contactive. I respond to every message, everything that is coming to my mailbox. And if you have any, question about how it works here and what are the plans for 2021, I can also always let you know. And I think it's not the time now for entering the new offer. Now it's time to resist this lockdown, close it in Portugal. Probably we will close it in the end of March, and we are really hoping for that. And prepare for the summer season. I think, and I'm predicting, that the offer for the summer camps will be on in April. Yes, it will be on in April, maybe in the middle of March, if things will be, getting better. And I will realize that, in fact, from 1st April or 4th April after Easter, we are opened.
All right. Well, that sounds awesome, Margherita. I really appreciate meeting up with you today, and really think what you're doing is awesome. I'm trying to bring on some interesting guests, and I'm trying to bring women on the show too, because I think there's so many interesting women entrepreneurs, and definitely you've got an amazing business. I really encourage our whole community to check out Girl on the Wave. If you're looking for a surf camp, I would say this is the place to go. Ericeira is really the hot spot. It's amazing too, and it's so close to Lisbon, and it's a really beautiful little Portuguese town, and it's amazing food and seafood and everything. It's just great. And we're looking forward maybe to meet in person someday very soon. And I'll try and hang with you out there on the waves if I can. I'm going to head out tomorrow, and maybe I'll be thinking about you guys. And,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I hope we'll be in touch for the next weeks and months. And it's not going to be our last talk. I enjoy it really, really a lot. And thank you for calling me.
All right. Awesome, Margherita. Well, take care, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much from the community.
Managers for all of the group, for all NomadX digital nomads. It was a pleasure to be a part of this interview and to present myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care, Margherita. Have a great day.
Bye then. Bye.